was gonna kill me in a similar ilk. So
the guy that was killed is not.
It's a. By the way, I've seen this happen, and it always pinpoints back to college or high school. And these people decide that somebody in college or some high school ruined their fucking life, and do something about it. Like it's a real thing that happens.
The guy that was killed from MIT he's from a town in Portugal that's not far from where my family was from.
Oh, so this is inter-Portugal beef. Don't bring your ethnic shit here, fucking Portuguesers.
We've been talking about
American, bitch.
Well, hey, listen, we've been talking about Portuguese on Portuguese crime for a long time in this country.
I just know some of the language, and my mom was born.
Hey, get your Portuguese ass out of here.
Eat your seafood and rice and fuck out of here.
Fuck off. You guys ready?
I love doing white racism.
the bacalao, right?
He told him, hey, I'd be fucking dying, bro. It's like, the Spanish stuff.
And then Silva wanted to deny it, but he was like, we do have a similar dish.
Yo, Silva, get your puss ass out of here.
Salted fish, that's bacalao.
How did Portuguese...
Yeah, I know it's not the... like paella, a similar thing, but it's just...
How did the Spanish and the Portuguese end up with language while basically occupying the same territory?
We fucked those sticks up, that's why.
But you guys ended up with, like, no land. Yeah.
Silva thought, like, the list was kind of gay.
With the most beautiful part of the land, the coast.
Silva, you guys don't fuck with that lisp shit, right? You thought that was kind of gay.
Yeah, we don't fuck with that shit. That lisp shit is gay. Yeah.
España, you're like, fuck no, Portugal.
We talk more, like, we have more affectations in the language like French, like zh, instead of the lisp.
The daji.
Like, well, that's Brazil. The Brazilians took it to a whole, like, Indian level where they talk differently. Like, their T's are cheese. It's a weird fucking, fuck those people.
I'm telling John said what you said.
Tell them, dirty Brazilian. You want to talk about mudbloods, all right? There you go. Brazilians are mudbloods.
That pau de queijo is fucking dope, though.
It is good, yeah. That's some good shit.
Is it pau de queijo? I forgot how to say.
It's just bread with like cheese baked into it. It's good.
Yeah, it's at the Fogo.
Like the most racist fuck here.
You gotta skip it at Fogo to keep room for just meat only. But
yeah, you can have it.
Yeah. Fogo sucks, by the way. Like the worst Brazilian like tortilla you can get. If you can get like a good like Brazilian dude.
The amount of Bitcoiners, right? And it just the amount of Bitcoiners who have made me go to fucking Fogo de Chao. I have been to Fogo de Chao 20 times since I've been in Bitcoin because every Bitcoiner's like, oh, Bitcoiners love me. We should go to Fogo de Chao. Like, no.
I was going to say you guys are like a real like Portuguese restaurant, like North New Jersey has a few nice, really good Portuguese restaurants.
Sick. Like, just once I want the Bitcoiners to just be like, let's go to sushi. Just once. Yeah.
Yeah, but the issue is like, it is shit. I mean, most of the time it's very basic. It's not that good. It is what it is. It's a lot of good meat.
It is what it is, man. You get what you pay for. Then we got this country who got these fucking Portuguese running wild. We got these They shot a fucking Republican too. Fuck. And the young girl, Ella Cook. She was the head of the Republican club, which is why everybody thought at first it was targeted towards Republicans, but he also shot a random dude from Uzbekistan. So it's like, I don't know how coordinated it was, and they were in like economics at the time when you thought it was physics. He's a crazy fuck, basically. He's a crazy fuck. He's a crazy fuck who was activated by Obama. That's who he is.
I mean, look, I don't
They've been doing a lot of activations lately.
Someone can be some kind of like, mind control shooter. I honestly think that that's still possible. I don't know. But it's so hard to prove that kind of shit. You're never going to get anything.
well, in this case, it was the aliens who did it too. So, chances of evidence.
The aliens. Oh, that's a new angle.
Yeah, the physics guy. They went on.
I see what you're saying. Okay. So who here does brisket often?
I do it occasionally.
When you season it, you dry rub it?
Generally, yeah. I don't ever I wouldn't ever marinate it or anything.
Yeah, how do you dry rub it? Do you wrap it after you dry rub it, put it in the fridge, or do you...
No, I pretty much go straight, because it's going to be cooking for so long. I just go straight from dry rub to butcher paper or foil, whichever I'm using, and then cook it, and then that's it. You gotta wrap it when I cook it.
The whole time?
Yeah, don't you?
No. I have wrapped it towel to install, but no, I don't. I find that part is way better if you don't wrap it.
No, that's why. Have you only wrapped it with foil? Because if you wrap it with butcher paper, you get the best of both worlds. You get good bark and you get moist interior.
I have done oil and butcher paper, and I find I like to do it without a wrap. Maybe a wrap with
I always use butcher paper, so that's how I do my shit.
I don't know. Check out Sam's.
I've tried foil.
PTR.
Foil's good if you want it really tender. Yeah.
Check out his PTR before his current picture. I took him to sushi. I'm trying to change the ways with the youngins.
what I have done, and I don't mind huddle, is like once I get it to 180, I'll wrap it in the foil and put a whole bunch of beef tallow in.
That sounds
it
good.
will make the bottom. It will make the bottom crust a little bit soggy.
Do you pull it and put it in a cooler, or no? You skip that too?
Yeah. I always rest it for at least 2 hours.
Do you wrap it when it goes in the cooler, or you just put it on the tray?
Absolutely wrap it.
Okay. Okay. So you cook it you cook it and then you pull it and then you wrap it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do butcher paper the whole time, and it always turns out good, man. What are you cooking on though? What are you cooking on?
Like a Traeger.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I used to.
When you have it in butcher paper, what do you wrap it in anything else when it's resting, or?
Yeah, just butcher paper the whole time.
Do you wrap a towel around
no,
it?
no, actually that's not true. I'll put a towel around it. In the cooler.
We do build, and we sometimes have dialogue with more than one. Right. Bye, AI. Bitch.
Oh man.
There's no paramours around the child at all. So
Paramours?
It's up to the parent's discretion. So you got to be you can't be on those sneaking creep.
It continues because woven in that narrative is even children of Isaiah who are also seen as signs and wonders, and then ultimately it
Hello?
Can you hear me? You have another child that is born that is mentioned in Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, who would be a great light, and I guess in a sense to bring a sense of peace and joy to Ahaz's concern. And
Yeshua, land your plane. We ain't got all day.
I know. Be a safe passenger.
Before, between you and Discord, and I can easily give up Discord because I don't want to lose my wife, because she kind of was very adamant about it, and it was toxic, and she was right. It was harming our relationship. It was bad for me, and I wasn't doing the right things, and so I wasn't living right. I wasn't even going to church. I wasn't doing anything right, and so when it came to the situation now, I feel God calling me to do this, right? Now my wife is not going to be happy at all about it. So it was like, well, I'm going to be honest. Like, if it's between God and you, like, it's going to be God. And she was kind of like startled, right? And she kind of like did some things in terms of like titles and things like that to say, hey, I'm leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was okay with it. I was okay with it because I meant it. If it's between God and you, like, it's gonna be God. And somehow, by my willingness to just to do that, like she sort of did not leave. Let's just put it that way. So I'm still with her now. I do love her, and I've been with her 20 years. But
it sounded like you were going to ask me something before, and I think maybe we got distracted.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I was asking you, like, what is it that made you want to, from the beginning, like come to this room?
Well, I can give you the specific reason that prompted me sitting in on the rooms. I was already watching Tom Rabbit's YouTube channel prior to that. And I'm not saying this to like make you uncomfortable, but it was in January 2023 where Tom did a live stream where he learned that you weren't like legally married to your wife.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my God. This John Lee guy is like, because, you know, it was just the videos that he uploaded. That was all I knew about you, right?
He has a lot of videos.
What was prior to that, exactly.
Okay, I have a question. Did you know me before the video, or you knew me through the video?
Yeah. That's why I was so intrigued by it, because it was like the context of what I had heard you say already. Like, I obviously knew you were a Christian. I heard you say XYZ things, blah, blah, blah. And then seeing that, like, title and seeing, like, not married, and I was like, I mean, if I'm being honest, it was just, to me, just seemed like rank hypocrisy. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like attack you or anything. But it was just so fascinating to me, because like I said to you maybe a week or so ago that I kind of view these rooms as like Real Housewives of Discord / Clubhouse. It's like a drama to me that I'm watching.
Like reality TV for you?
Yeah, basically, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, that was why I started actually sitting in on the rooms, because I was like, I don't want to miss anything. It's like, what if he won't upload it? But
there's a lot of things like that for sure. For some, you know, honestly, I don't see myself as an interesting person at all, right? But it's a case that that's what I don't understand. Right, and so I've literally had people like if I go to one room, I literally have a bunch of people like ending up in that room, and I go to a different room, and those same people be in the other room. Like I don't know if I would call it like they're stalking me or they're following me or whatever, but it's kind of like strange, because like I said, dude, I do not at all think I'm an interesting person. Like, if I ever go to public, I'm talking to people, I'm always the one asking about their life and asking the questions and interviewing them. And people just like to talk about themselves. So I just let them, and I'm listening, and I'm fascinated, I'm interested. And so in my travels and my interactions, that's the kind of person I am. But in these circles, it's so weird. I get like bombarded with hundreds of questions nonstop. And it's like, I don't understand why. I don't. I genuinely don't.
I mean, I know you don't. I guess I would say I know you don't really like that, so I actually hold back frequently, because there will be questions. I mean, you know, like I mentioned before, your what's it called? Your, I don't know, I guess conversion story. I had always wanted to ask about it, but I never did, just because I didn't want to bother you, basically. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just from reading the Bible.
Yeah.
No arguments, no nothing. That's it.
Eric, do you love Jesus?
Do I love Jesus? Yes, sir.
No, Eric.
Eric the cat?
I didn't hear what music.
He's asking me if I love Jesus. No,
Oh, he's asking you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought he was asking.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm not really interested in that kind of discussion. So.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Well, I mean, do you like books, Eric? Have you ever read the New Testament? Have you read Luke, Matthew, John? Have you ever read, what was the last book you read, Mr. Eric?
Determined by Robert Sapolsky.
What was determined by Robert?
It's nonfiction.
Okay.
What did you learn from it?
I never read a book. It's usually fiction, by the way, because I like a good story.
Yeah, mostly for me as well. Yeah.
Did you learn anything from it? Anyways, I just think the book club is the greatest thing in the world, John. And I'm so glad that you love Jesus and you love, the Bible, because you read books, and a lot of people on here on this app, as you know, they don't actually read anything. And they come on this app and they just want to talk, and that's their solution to their situation. But, I hate to say it, you're never going to change your situation if you don't, start taking in books.
I'll tell you what, dude. There's a lot of hostility around everywhere, and so it was interesting was when I had Andrew R. Oh my goodness! Every time I have him, like on my stage or I'm in his room or just whatever, there's so much hostility towards certain individuals. He's one of them, and it was so interesting because you. And I think his name is Gary Krause or something. And Greg, something else. I think it's Greg Krause. Anyway, two Gregs and you were just railing on him. And they're just all like divergent beliefs.
Well, John, I'm actually, I've been roasting people on this app for many years. And, I look at you as someone who could be susceptible to being roasted and being made fun of in a cruel way, which I think is not kind and really pathetic of people who might, want to try to shame you, embarrass you, attack you. Those type of people are lacking their own self-confidence and self-esteem, and thus you are a target of their own lack of self-actualization. And so, that's why I say, I don't know, John. I mean, you got a great thing going, but education and being a teacher is a real thing. University professors, they believe in information transfer, and that's education. And a lot of people on this app just they want the drama.
So, like Eric over here. But so, question is, one statement first. First of all, I know exactly what you're talking about because I live it for a very long time. Just the nature of the beast, and I accept it. So, my room is called Fools for Christ Ministry, right? I understand that the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it's the power of God. So there's nothing that I'm ashamed of, right? And so I understand that's what's going to happen. But the question is, what am I to do about it? That's actually my message today. These people that you're talking about, yeah, of course there's a lot. They're malicious, very much so. And they have a lot of hatred for Christ, for Christianity, and for me. But what am I to do? Right? And what I need to do, what Christ is telling me to do, is to love them and pray for them. And I'm like, pray for them. I was looking over my prayer list. There's none of those individuals that are attacking me, the kind that you're talking about. And I said, wait, why is that? And so actually, there was 4 individuals last night that were really coming at me hard, ankle biting, dunking, dogpiling, whatever you want to call it. And the mods, unfortunately, were sort of allowing it in a sense. So I kind of left the room. But I thought to myself, like these individuals are going through something that you just described. And it begins with something like a self-hatred. That's where it begins. And they're just kind of projecting that onto me and onto God, because they hate God too, whether they know it or not. You know, sometimes they say, how can I hate a God I don't even believe in? Well, I think at the very least, you hate the concept of God. And so, what am I to do with these people? Well, this morning, very early in the morning, there was the understanding that I need to pray for them. So I made a list, and I had 4 people on that list. And they're on my prayer list now. These people, these individuals that have been coming at me for years, actually. Every time I say what, I could be listening for 6 hours, and as soon as I say one word, like they're just like, certain individuals just like try to cut me off and that kind of stuff, because they're so bothered by it. Kind of like Andrew gets the same for whatever reason there too. But yeah, some of the situations is actually my own doing, because I'll probably even say most of those things are situations that I sort of instigated in terms of trolling, so forth and so on, or reacting when I didn't need to, and maybe they harbor that against me. So there's a lot of things that I did wrong too. But we also understand that there's going to be hostility in the world for the things of Christ. And so I have to differentiate, okay, is it something I'm doing wrong, or is it just because they don't like God? I often found it's actually, most of the time, it's because I was doing something wrong. And it's like a gut check, you know, like, and something I need to be repentant. But once I did that, it's like different now. It's like some of the things that how people are responding to me, they're responding to me differently. I think they recognize that maybe I'm being like more humble in their eyes, because if I have like some sort of arrogance, they just have a natural desire to knock me down a few pegs or something. So,
John, do you think you're a fool though?
Do I think I'm a fool? No, sir. But I understand that people consider me one. Sure. That's what it's saying up there.
Well, metaphorically speaking, I mean, do you understand the fool in tarot is Beth, which is, it's the magician. But anyways, I'm just saying there's a lot of like occult metaphor going on. And I'm just wondering, do you think you're playing a game? Do you think you're playing this identity, John, the Christian, coming on this app, having this peaceful voice, bringing people in, being this curator, almost like, a circus, it's like you're the circus master. Do you think you are doing some type of performance?
Hopefully not. Hopefully this is not performative.
But when you say hopefully not, it is actually performative, whether you like it or not, because you are on a stage.
So depending on, I guess I'm wondering what it's dependent upon. Now, one of the things I'm hesitant about is like, speaking to an audience that is really not engaging with me. And so sometimes I open up the room and there's just some people in the audience, but like there's only me on stage, or maybe there's another 2 people, but they can't talk because they're at work, but they're on stage. And so now I gotta just talk my mind or something. And so it makes me very uncomfortable. But what my wife was saying, she says, listen, she has a lot of entertainers and her musicians, professional musicians in her family, and even professional ball players, by the way. But anyway, she's talking about like entertaining. She says, when you go up there, right, like, because I told her I had problems with oral reports and things like that in 7th grade. And she says, like, like people are rooting for you because they want to be entertained too, right? And so you have to kind of have this dynamic with the audience to where you're understanding that you're there for their entertainment. So kind of like what you're saying,
rights, why they're valuable, what they can be used for, and a lot.
Like it's performative, right? However, I think the word performative has a little bit of baggage in a sense of meaning like insincere, maybe, It's like a sort of a facade of sorts, masking the reality of something underneath. So I don't exactly know what you mean by performative, because there's 2 different ways to understand it.
Well, either way, I mean, look at my PTR. That's me with a clown wig on. And so, I film everything I do here on Clown House. And so I consider myself a performer, an artist, a communicator, a politician, musician, magician, etc., the filmmaker. So I'm just saying the Fool is the entry-level position, the internship that will get you from the mailroom maybe to the executive suite. So it is all performative in a way, because most of the sounds that most people emit their entire life, they're barely that intelligent, yet you have judges and doctors, etc., that make these fantastic claims about positions of authority, but actually they don't really do much. It's more their decorum, their professionalism, very little with regards to science or research or any kind of credibility. Most people are just consumer packaged good distributors. So I'm just saying, if you really love Christ and you think the Bible's the greatest book in the world, you would be really interested and totally invested in analyzing the sacred texts, as opposed to having nonstop verbal discourse, or what I call conversational hypnosis.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm agreeing with that. In a sense that I think that a lot of these places have hours upon hours upon hours of just useless chatter, right?
Not hours, thousands, years.
So yeah, I mean, but I also find it fascinating that people who claim not to believe in God are really the ones wanting to talk about God every day for years and years and years. I just find that interesting. Like, if I didn't believe in something, why would I want to constantly talk about it?
They're playing a different game though, John. They're doing the Zen game of denial, like the real. They are using you as their corollary or analog, or essentially opposite, to do confirmation bias on their position that there is no God.
Yeah, I need to go to the post office because my friend wrote a book. I don't know if you know a guy named Johnny Haas. He wrote a book called The Courtroom of Atheism. And his claim is that atheists are using Christians so they can be in judgment, in the seat of judgment against a God, and being accusatory, with regard to him being evil or contradictory or something like that. So, yeah, that's what he's saying that people are doing. They're using us who are believers so that they could do that. And I guess the message that he's saying is, like, we Christians ought not let them put themselves in the seat of judgment against our God. Something like that.
See, it's just another game. Everyone is essentially running scientific experiments every minute of their life, every 30 minutes, every hour. And when an atheist and a theist debate, that is an experiment in human consciousness, in linguistic, semantic, one-upmanship. No one wins at the end of a 30-minute, 1 hour debate because the whole debate is basically conflict and friction. There's no relaxation or release from the communication exchange. I'm simply saying, as an AI clown and a fool for Christ, there's a lot of information that was developed and generated over the past 100 years from, anyways. I'm just saying that Clown House can be productive and useful, but it can also use you. I like to call it the analogy of the fishing net or the spider's web. Like, technically, John, you're the fisherman, just like Christ. But some people are spiders, and they catch their flies, and they will drink their blood and give them nothing. They will take everything from them. So it's up to you on how you want to use this app, aka a conference call, to exchange information. But you can see that the genie in the bottle is very emotional. So the internal emotional state is really what's on display on this app. And when people want to get nasty or waste you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying that I really like books, and I got to go to the gym and have a nice breakfast.
Yeah. So, how are you doing, Matt? First time you stopping by in a while, huh? Are you even available to talk, or are you at work? Maybe he's at work. What about you, Daniel? How are you doing, man? Are you able to
What's up,
speak?
John?
Nothing much. How's the trolling business?
Sorry, John. I didn't get a chance. I was just talking to someone, so I couldn't respond really.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that you were open, so I just figured I'd jump in real quick.
Yeah,
Just,
good to have you.
I won't be able to stay long. I was just on break here.
Okay.
I saw that the other rooms on Discord were dead, so I figured you were over here, or at least Haiti and Jason's room. So I figured you were here.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I told Haiti that I'm going to be doing this for the next couple of hours, so I still have, a lot of time here left. But so, wow, don't have much to talk about.
John, if I may, at some point, if you can put me in your queue, I would like to do Bible flashcards for just like 60 seconds or 3 minutes if I can.
Now, when you say Bible flashcards, what is this, like Bible verses?
Yeah, it's just Bible verses put on little cards.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind. Sometimes I do like a Bible reading here, just so that I get some like verses coming out into the airwaves.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can do it now if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll listen.
Okay, so I from a communication language perspective, I believe that all communication is hypnosis. And so take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, because I'm about to read you Bible verses, which will hopefully relax you and fill you with wisdom. Here's what I want you to do. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, you're eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. We are the people God watches over, the flock under his care. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. It is not that we think we are qualified to do anything on our own. Our qualification comes from God. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You, dear Clown House friends, must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit.
Okay. So yeah, you know, a lot of those verses that you said.
Yeah, John, you know what's interesting? There was something of a kerfuffle last night. Am I coming in? Am I audible, Johnny?
You are.
All right. Last night, Greg, Calvinist Greg, or Reform Greg, Reform Baptist, I think that may be his last name, and his friend, Mr. Bill, had something of a conflict with Andrew R. and Converse Contender.
Okay.
Am I able to speak without you, like, sort of over-talking me, dude?
Okay.
Bro, what are you doing? It's okay. If you don't want me to speak tonight, I won't speak. So anyway, Converse Contender and Andrew R. I ended up seeing Greg and Mr. Bill in Andrew's room, which is strange. Usually those Reform guys stick to themselves and they don't mind any drama. They're just like, hey, we're going to do our own thing. But he went in there. And the reason they went in there, I believe, is because Converse had a really sour engagement with Matt Yester, where Matt Yester wouldn't allow him to speak. And so, anyway.
Wait, quickly.
Sorry.
Andrew went into Matt Yester's room? Is that what happened?
Well, earlier, I believe Andrew and Converse Contender were in the Reformed room.
Wow. Okay.
And
Matt Yester didn't let him speak because he's a mod. I definitely understand the dynamic. But go on.
Well, I was trying to say that, so Matt Yester and Converse were trying to have an engagement, and Matt Yester was being really hostile. I don't know why, what the beef would be, because Converse seems pretty reformed to me, actually. But anyway, the idea is about people like, the question is about someone like a Matt Yester, and what happens to people over time when they engage on social media with like people with opposing views, and how their attitudes toward discussion changes. So you have someone like a Matt Yester or Darth Dawkins, or someone maybe who you used to be like, where there's just this hostility and resentment build up. Can you speak a little bit about Matt Yester, or about just people like Matt Yester in general who have become soured a little bit over time?
Well, you know, when I came to Clubhouse, I went to the Reform, and I was trying to talk to Matt Yester, and, you know, Lee was there, Leigh Lee, and, you know, I was trying to talk with him, and he was hostile toward me. He kept cutting me off again, and I said, I'll tell you what, because I'd made a statement about, you know, something that Jesse Palm taught me. I wanted to share it with him. We thought about it. and he was very hostile to anything. And then he said something like, "You haven't changed one bit," is what he said to me. I go, "Okay." I hadn't seen that in years, so there's something he was holding on to from years ago, apparently, for him to make that comment. I don't even know what he's referring to, but that happened like that one time. And so I said, "Listen, man, I retract my statement. I just want to listen." Right? And you have a lot of good things to say I haven't said, like, and so I'd like to learn and just listen to what you have to say. He wouldn't allow that. He kept trying to interrogate me and answer his questions. And at that point, I said, "I'm just going to leave." And so I did leave. So fast forward, and there's a room that Prashant, I know Prashant, so I really like the guy. So I went to his room, we're talking, we're having a really good time. Then Matt Yester, he was there, but he was just silent. And then he unmutes, and he starts attacking me again. And it was just like, got to the point where it's like, I'm just going to leave again. So I left, right? And so that's my situation with Matt Yester, personally. Those two encounters, they were very hostile toward me. And so I know pretty much exactly what you're talking about. And I think those guys said to me, like, we don't agree with what Matt Yester, how he behaves, and we've talked to him about it, and so forth and so on. So, that's what was explained to me. So I think those guys are in recognition of Matt maybe getting out of hand. So now that you mention Converse and Andrew going there, which is surprising to me, by the way, but the way that Matt has treated them, that's no surprise there. So that's Matt Yester, but what are you trying to say, though? I don't understand.
No, it's not so much that I'm trying to say something. It's more that I have a genuine curiosity. Why it would be that, why is Matt Yester behaving the way he is toward people that pretty much have a very similar theology? Maybe, I guess it's a personality. Is it a personality thing?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, then let me ask you this, if I may. So you kind of got always.
But you said something different. You said something about Greg and Mr. Bill. I'm assuming going into Andrew's room. You started off that way. So what does that have to do with Matt Yester?
Yeah. So what happened was Greg was having a discussion with Sasha.
Okay. I remember, hearing a little bit about that. But anyway.
Yeah, he had a discussion with Sasha last night. And
last night? Okay.
Last night. Yeah. And Greg had some very harsh things to say about Sasha and the way Sasha was behaving.
Right.
And Converse piped up and said something like, "Well, you didn't object to the way that Matt Yester was treating me. And it seems that Sasha was being more polite than Matt Yester was."
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Greg was kind of upset last night. But it was interesting to see them out of that little echo chamber. But yeah, just a little bit of drama that was going on there. But the main question I had for you was, it seems like you and Andrew R. always got this reputation of, and got criticized because you associated with atheists, or you primarily wanted to be around people that believe differently than you. And you know how insular they can be.
Well, that's what Darth Dawkins said to me, that I hang out with the worst of the worst. And, that kind of, that's what you're talking about?
That's right. And that's what Greg was saying about Andrew, about the criticism of him, and about Andrew's rooms. So it's the idea is there's this insular type like Greg, and then like Matt Yester, and then there are like these extroverts like Andrew R. and you, who mix it up with different people. And it's so interesting, the contrast between the two. But Greg had a lot of criticism toward Andrew because he mixes it up with like atheists and stuff. And I noticed, and I knew that you kind of got heat for that as well, like be around the heathens or the this or that. What do you say about those criticisms? Like, what is John doing surrounding himself with atheists? And sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so as far as me, a lot of the criticisms are valid, by the way, just to let you know. You may not have heard me say that because my attitude has changed in the last couple of months. And I saw Darth Dawkins fairly recently, maybe 3 months ago or so. And I told him like that he was right. Some of the things he was saying about me. I came to that sort of a realization. I wanted him to know that I've been repentant about that. And then it so happened he had to go, I had to go, I couldn't get back. And so I haven't talked to him since because I wanted to talk to him about something else actually. But that's how it began. And yeah, there's a lot of things that you don't know, Daniel, right? Some of the things that Tom has said to me. How about this one, Brian Dempsey? As I was thinking about what Brian Dempsey said, and I know you were there because you said thank you, Brian, at the end of that recording. Yeah, I agree with that too, Daniel. So
I remember that. That was fantastic when Brian completely sort of chastised you and rebuked you. Yeah, there was that the whole theme was like for getting fellow Reformed people to rebuke you was amusing at one point for us.
Well,
and we did it. We had you humiliated publicly.
And that's fine too, because that's a person I respected actually. I used to go to his Bible study rooms, right? And to learn. And then when he said that, at the time I was going, oh man, you were just crying with me for weeks and months, and even last night. What happened since last night? Because you were actually defending me in a lot of ways. That you're saying this to me, and it had to be the recordings that was just given to him, probably by Silver Star. Don't care. But he made some statements there, and whether it's just based upon a recording, whether it's based upon whatever, it doesn't matter. The substance of what he was talking about, about this narcissism, about this not representing Reformed Christianity, and all this stuff, like it was correct, right? And I was like, actually, like I was in denial of a lot of things that Tom said to me, and people were telling me, and I was assigning it to, well, you know what? It's just because y'all hate Jesus or something. I don't know what I was rationalizing, but it was really not that. It was my behavior, my sinful behavior, actually. So I've since committed to not engaging in trouble. You and me, dude. I think like you're a particular type of troll, but although I'm a different kind of troll, I think you and me are just both trolling, like nonstop. That's what I think, or we used to anyway. And I just don't want to be part of that anymore, So that's where I am now.
Yeah. It's interesting that you're coming clean with this, but you have to remember that many of us that spend time with you, I mean, this doesn't come as a surprise whatsoever. I mean, we've been saying it for years and years, but it seems like you keep telling us over and over. You're like, well, I was just trolling, and I didn't really love Jesus, and I was being a narcissist, and we've been saying that for years. What are you talking about?
You've been saying that to me, but
I've been saying it about you. We've known that. You should be telling that to other people. We know what you were doing. You were naive.
Well, here's the thing, Daniel.
We've known you were doing that, dude.
Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't know I was doing that. That's the whole point. and it's like a humbling experience to think that not just other brothers or Christians like Daniel, or not Daniel, but Brian or some of that atheists have been telling me for years, right, Daniel? And the thing was, in my eyes, like everyone's lying. And you know what really was interesting to me was that Tom's a pretty perceptive guy. And he would like say something about somebody and I would agree. I go, wow, that's pretty perceptive. Like, and some other person, another person, he's always consistently, generally like correct. And then he'd say something about me and it was all of a sudden it'd be like, no, that's not true. You're just making it up for this reason and that reason. And I thought about it and I go, wait a minute. All of these people I think that he's saying about is right, but when he's saying about me, all of a sudden he's wrong. Like there's something wrong with that picture, and I was so blind. I'm telling you, Daniel, I was so blind to my own actions that even when explicitly said to me, repeatedly so, right, and for years, I was blind to it. That's what my eyes have been open to recently. And sometimes it's incredulous for someone to, how could you not know that about yourself? We've told you this how many times? And Johnny Haas too. Do you know how many times Johnny Haas I talked to privately? And it was like I had to admit to him, like, after years, because he asked me, he goes, was I right? And I said, yeah, you were. And at the time, and all those times, like, I didn't think he was right. And the thing interesting about it, I asked Johnny, like, he tried to tell me all these things all those years. I asked him, did he pray for him? He said, no. And there was this time, like, he was so distraught. It was the low of lows for me in his eyes. And he felt he didn't even want to talk to him anymore. He was like, I prayed for you, is what he told me. I remember this. It was like a Friday. And so, yeah, Johnny Haas? Johnny Haas prayed for me. And the thing,
he's a notorious fucking troll.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Dude, you are the most confused. You're the most confusing person, man.
Hang on. So all I'm saying is that prayer that he told me he did, to me, seemed sincere. And I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying this because of his prayer exclusively or anything like that. I think it's the case that, like, God wanted to move and he inspired Johnny to pray because he already intended to move. And God moved in a big way in my life, man. Like, you heard the recording, right? Or I don't know if you heard the recording or you heard about the recording that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. You actually heard it.
Yeah, I heard the whole thing. I mean, I don't think I don't even think he punched the kid, for as far as I know.
No, I did not. But the thing is this, okay?
So what is it?
So the point is that thing I held for 40 years, Daniel. Never told a soul. Not a soul. And the thing was, like, once I started getting those things out, Sugar told me, you're committing social media suicide, is what he said. Well, that didn't actually happen. In fact, quite the opposite happened. And for me personally, it was like kind of like freedom. And there was a lot of things that were holding me back, and now I feel free. Right? So that's where I'm at today. I'm in a really good place right now, Daniel. And I don't think I was in a good place all those times interacting within, the communities that I visited. So anyway, I'm just trying to say, kind of like that was then, this is now. Because I know you've known me for a long time. You know me a certain way. I'm just saying, I'm not that person anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I've noticed that you aren't. I mean, it's only time will tell, right? Always with that, but I paid it.
Of course.
It seems it though, at least. But the truth is that when I first met you, I don't think it was until we started poking at you and kind of making a goof of you until you started to troll back. So in a lot of ways, I feel like,
true.
Like you, the first time I met you, you were one of the most friendly. I remember the moment, and you were strikingly friendly, almost in like a naive sort of childlike way. Like, hey, what's going on, guys? Do you want to play? You know, we're going to be talking about this stuff. And I just thought you were extraordinarily, nice guy. And I felt like because you were giving off that vibe, you were inviting. It was almost as if you were inviting people to pick on you.
Okay.
And I think that's what happened. Like, we just started relentlessly messing with you. And that's when you started to troll, though. So I think you being completely taking on the entire burden of all of this isn't quite fair on yourself, because we really did just mess with you because you seem like you just seem like a chump and like a pushover and weak and just someone to be.
Yeah, I guess I'm so
we
weak.
Victimized you.
Well, I guess I'm so weak that it requires
You're weak.
10 people to jump on me, right? So
John,
basically,
you presented yourself in that way, and we took advantage of it, and
I agree.
you noticed that we were rolling over laughing, mocking you.
Of course.
And that probably set you off to be more of a troll.
It did.
We stoked the flames of, your passion, your trolling.
You did.
Yeah,
it was sort of suppressed, but it was always there, is what you're saying, right?
I don't know. I didn't know you before that. I know on Facebook you were like phenomenal as far as you.
Let me say this, Daniel. I didn't change my bio since I got here, so yeah. So you notice how it says 1 Corinthians 13 right there, right? If you go on, it talks about love and so forth, right? That's coming on the heels of Facebook Messenger, where I actually made a public apology to atheists. And that's a long story, but that's where I came to Clubhouse. Sort of.
You read it to us out loud. You read. We have the whole post.
So that.
I know what you did.
So you know exactly the letter that I'm talking about. So from that letter I came here, and that didn't work out too well after a while. After a long while, I thought people can't get under my skin, and people were trying, you especially, and I thought I could handle it. But as people kept, looking for any weakness and trying to exploit it, because it was a game to them to get at me or get to me, and when they did though, it was like after like maybe 2 years, I even said the F word for the first time after 2 years. Before you know it, I'm throwing F-bombs left and right 20, 30 times a day.
John, can I just interject here before Daniel goes again?
Dude, stop, man. What are you doing?
I'm speaking.
Just finish up with John, just please.
No, just let him say something. Go ahead.
Fuck you, John.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, if Daniel really wants to say something, go ahead, Daniel.
See, there you go, Daniel. What do you want to say?
Look, I lost my train of thought now. Do you remember? This is what I used to do to really get under your skin. You and Vina discussion about the problem of evil, and he has this version of it where he asks, "So was there evil sans creation?" Right? And anyway, we had.
I remember that.
So anyway, what I would do is I would create a room, and there'd be like 40 people in it or 50 people, and I would play it in slow motion. You would slowly be saying, unusual prior to creation. There's only God's the only thing there.
I revised my position.
That is when we completely humiliated you publicly in slow motion.
I'll tell you what. As I counted it, I sort of have a rough estimate. You played that approximately 70 times in back rooms just to impress me, right? That's about 70 something. It's pretty close. So, yeah, I laugh about it because I remember that. It was like one of those statements I didn't really think about that I said, but you guys have a recording of it. And now, because even if I change my position, it doesn't matter because you have the recording of it. And the more and more you guys play it, it's meant to be embarrassing to me. But if you know me, Daniel, or if you know me, most of these things don't bother me, right? And I don't think that bothered me. But I will say this: not only you, but other people kept trying and trying and trying. And a lot of them are very skilled at finding weaknesses in human beings and with malicious intention to harm, right? And that's what I'm talking about. This is actually the title for this particular situation, right? It even goes into people I haven't seen for a while. They came to Discord, and they just want to pick up where they left off in a sense of having that sort of thrill, making me, maybe trying to make me out to be a lulz cow once again, or that kind of a thrill, so to speak. And for whatever reason, when you say that I'm just a magnet, or it's almost like you're saying I might as well have a sign on the front and back of my white T-shirt that says "Troll me," right, or something like that, right? That's kind of like what you're saying, though, right? Right, Daniel?
Absolutely.
Right. So I recognize that. At least then, the difference between them and then and now, I thought I had tools, coping skills, the ability, the experience, all these things to be immune from that. But what I realized, it was it only made people try harder. Especially you, by the way. I noticed you were not satisfied, and so you tried really hard. I remember. I think at one point, I think you were frustrated, as I recall, and you said something like that you couldn't get to me when you could get to other people. I don't know if you remember saying something like that.
Doody dum.
I think that also at the same time you've pissed me off probably more than anyone else. So I mean, you were really good.
But I know how to get under people's skin too in a different way, right?
I know. I'm more overt about it.
But it's defensive for me, if you understand.
Yeah. But you're not someone that I would want to tangle with because I've seen how subtle you can be, and you're good, man. But whatever, the cumulative effect was really striking. I mean, you were crumbled, and finally the denouement, sort of the crescendo, was when you kind of went off on Sophia with the dirty dicks thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that was your symphony number 5, so to say.
That was the beginning of the end. So I mean, there's a lot of things.
Dude,
it was a slow process.
I was there for that real time. It's like, people are like, well, where were you on September 11th? Where were you on this special event? And when people are like, well, where were you when John had the dirty dicks meltdown? I was like, I was right there. It all went down. The dirty dicks ran, man.
And this is what I was asking. Listen, I was talking to Eric right here. I don't know if you know him, but he said that what he got fascinated with was me, this Christian dude, announcing that he's been with a woman for 20 years and he's not even married to her. Right? That was the narrative anyway, right? And so he was like, wow, the sheer level of hypocrisy here, it fascinated him from the Tom Rabbit video, right? That's what he was saying. It says like watching reality TV to me as a person in terms of like fascination or something. Like, and I was telling him, like, I don't, dude, I am not anything like, how am I gonna say? Like, I'm just a plain person, dude. Look at my profile.
Hey, John, this is AI. Can you put me in your queue after you're complete? Thanks.
I can't really hear. I think you're breaking up a little bit, Eric. AI.
I was just gonna say after you're finished, if you could put me in your queue, thanks.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to say any more, Daniel. Looks like AI let you go on. You might want to say
Yeah,
something.
thanks for letting me go on, brother. I'll just say one final thing. Oh, I gotta refresh my phone and what?
But why don't you go on? Oh,
yeah,
dude.
well, sorry about that, John. Yeah, so I just wanted to say, no, I appreciate.
Now you're trolling, dude.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Why do you say that?
That's not cool, man. But anyway.
What do you mean?
But anyway. No, I'm not gonna go on. I'm just gonna wait. You had something to say, AI?
Hey, John, what are you doing? What do you?
No, Daniel, finish up, Daniel, and then I want to go. But please continue, Daniel, and then I would like to go.
Yeah. So, John, no, I just wanted to say I've noticed a huge change in you. I'm really glad that things are going well for you. I hope that it obviously looks like it's going to be a long-lasting change. As you can tell that I've changed completely. And I want to say...
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on, John. I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Dude, you're still trolling right now. Go on.
Why do you say that I'm trolling?
Just go on. Finish what you have to say, sir.
All right. And I just wanted to say I'm elated for you. I'm enlarged. My heart has been enlarged in ways that you can't even imagine. Huge heart. Huge heart one. And I'll say that I really went a little bit too big, gratuitous on my lauding of you. So maybe I should slow down a little bit with these enormous compliments that I'm giving you. But John, I love you, and I love your shows. Hope you keep it up. And it's real classy. It's a real classy look for you. Wonderful at your age to be looking that classy. So thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it.
I don't even know how to react to that, Daniel. Not too thrilled with you, dude. Can I just kind of ask you to change your BFP, though?
Yeah, sure, if you just tell me why.
How about because it triggers me?
Sure. I'll change it right now.
But anyway, so you were going to say something there?
Yeah, you know, I have run for Congress, and I have also run for Republican committee person. So I'm involved in politics and public speaking. I've also done Toastmasters. And I just want to say that, you know, in all of the communication that I've done in my life, I have found that if I tell the listeners, take the deepest breath of the day and hold it for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, I have found that to be the highest value information exchange that I can transmit to a listener. So again, take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. If the Holy Spirit or Jesus Christ or God the Father is anywhere It is where two or more people are gathered to study the sacred texts, to learn the truth of the earth and the truth of the universe. And men like John Lee, who will persist in their folly, will eventually help others liberate themselves from their own personality, which is holding them back. And Daniel, a few minutes ago, you said maybe it's just a personality thing. You were talking about John the Calvinist or whatever that guy's name is in whatever room he does. Very, very aggressive guy. Darth Dawkins, very, very aggressive guy. You can't have a conversation with these people because they are essentially, to me, they are running what I call the gong show. And if they don't like the sounds that are coming out of your mouth, guess what they do? They hit the gong and you're done. And that's as far as they can go in a conversation with somebody. That's because their personality hasn't developed enough. They themselves have yet to fully mature and ripen in the gospel or the word or the sacred text. Because if you are that angry, you can't accomplish anything in life. Life is all really mostly about listening, hearing. And that's why the earth is called the earth, because there's an ear in front of it. And too many people, anyway, it's a hypothesis. But anyways, John, I hope you have a blessed day. And John, you taught me such a valuable lesson. And it really was the room with Andrew where I was, basically taking shots at him in an open field as if he was out, grazing without any. See, people think that they're not being observed and that they're not being targeted. Everyone is being targeted, and so basically it is the hunted and the hunter. If you are a firm believer in Jesus Christ, you're a knight of the round table, meaning that you are a Christian soldier who has returned from a distant battle where everyone got wiped out but you, and you have come back to share the good news with other people. That liberation and the truth is always now. All the energy that has ever been and ever will be is always now. So, Daniel, I got to tell you, I think you're very smart and very funny, but there is so much work to do for me and for you and for John and for Eric and all the other men in this room and all the women. I have been through a military education and I've gone through Christian education, and I've observed all kinds of weird behavior amongst Christians. But for the most part, it's all self-rectification or self-enlightenment, and it is a folly or a journey of foolishness. And the absolute truth most likely will not be revealed at your death or after your death. Chances are you turn into a math equation and you still will not learn the truth. So the only way to learn the truth is always in the now, right now. And ladies and gentlemen, our focus, our concentration, our meditation, our awareness, our mindfulness, our consciousness is always dependent on what we do in the now. The now is all there is and all there ever will be. It is a 3-letter conspiracy. Now, God, go, do, God, now. I am AI, and I am complete.
Well, the Bible says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so it's good to understand that there is an immutability to God. He's unchanging. And it's also talking about the past, present, and future. And we do believe that Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, in the beginning and the end. And so when in the Bible, when they say, "What is your God's name?" Moses asks, "What am I to tell Pharaoh?" He says, "Tell him my name is I am. Right? I am that I am." And I've talked to some Jewish scholars, and they also understand that I will be that I will be. And I said, oh, okay. So I do think even as we're here in the now, we're given this day our daily bread, and today is what we have. And so tomorrow is not promised in a way that, there is a promise of tomorrow, but like in what way that is not promised to us. Is that how that's understood? So, it is the case that, at least I do believe in a future, a hope. This is our expectation. This is a problem.
John, there's no future, and only a fool puts their hope in the future. That's the sucker. That's a bet that has no payout. It's like the sign above the bar that says free beer tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It's Groundhog Day. And John, you have to wake up. You could play this game all you want. Daniel can play this game all he wants. And I can play this game all I want. But you have to understand what you're doing. In a way, you are hypnotizing yourself and others. And that is the problem with communication, is that you can fall under your own spell. And Jesus Christ and you and me and everyone else has the same set of rules to live by, or to try to understand. And some of these rules, there are laws of communication, John. And you have to understand the power and the possibility of communication, which truly is mind control, which truly is time control. And if you want to truly liberate yourself, or you truly want to improve yourself or improve others, it can all be done through the words of Jesus Christ. However, you could also do this with Buddha, or you could do this with Muhammad, or you could do this with any other sacred text. You could do it with the Hindu tradition. It is a journey of tomfoolery. Why do you think Tom Rabbit calls himself Tom Rabbit? Because too many bunny hops, not enough hunt. Tom Rabbit is actually your greatest blessing, but also could be your greatest curse. The thing is, the way that you have to look at this as just packet transfer. I have just given you a packet, and now you're going to give me back a packet, but we really have to be conscious of what's in these packets. And one time, John, I heard you say that, you could call it proprietary. So I would just call what I'm saying proprietary psychology. And not everybody has a proprietary psychology to understand, to contemplate, to transfer. I have enough information in my presence right now where it's so alternative that it would flip your whole world upside down, John, because your worldview could be described as being rather simplistic and actually not the truth. You could say that Jesus Christ's attainment is possible right now for you and for me and for everyone else on the whole planet. But there could be some conditions which would be required, which would be completely irresponsible or unsavory, or could lead to the breakdown of society. So, in conclusion, I'm just praying for you and for Eric and for Daniel and for myself and for everyone in this room, that Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit come into your life and fill your heart with joy and wisdom and strength. I am complete. That's my submission packet, and I hope it's proprietary.
Yeah, I like that sentiment. I do agree with you in the thing that, when I wake up every day, I understand that this is a new day God has made, and I rejoice and I'm glad in it, and that the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. They're new every morning, and His faithfulness is great. And so even as I think about the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and glory forever. In that understanding, it's talking about the now. And so I do believe that we are living in the now, and we live, from that mind frame. So I'm just going to stop it there because I have more to say, but I don't want to start an argument. I can agree with you that it is the case that we are living here in the now.
John, there's no argument. John, I just want to ask you one more thing. You know, the proof is in the pudding. And if I could demonstrate it, the easy way to demonstrate it is always through music. It's not confrontational. It creates a rhythm, a pattern of joy, and people dance to it. So there's analogies and metaphors to try to explain the type of consciousness. And music would be the quickest and easiest way to demonstrate, the theories. But John, I love your room, and God bless you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, you as well, sir. I'd just like to close it out in prayer. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day today. And I pray that we may just be blessed in your presence. We know that you are the truth, that we know that you're God of love and of truth. And you're worthy to be our God. So I thank you for that. And bless us, Father, God, for your weekend. And just everybody that's been just so you guys have a good day.
10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9.
Which one?
Take the deep breath of the day and take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. 10. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10. Doody doody dum dum doody 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 dum dum doody 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 dum dum doody dum dum doody dum doody doody dum dum doody 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 dum dum doody 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 dum dum doody dum dum doody dum. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds.